Hi everyone, now I'm going to be tying, it's a small nymph pattern. Now I originally seen this being tied, it was a gentleman from Japan actually, so I basically call it, I name it after I call it a Japanese pheasant tail because it was a pheasant tail pattern, and the way he tied it was to basically put the bead in the thorax area, so rather than obviously at the head. So you could put it up there and do the exact same fly, or you can pull it back. It just keeps the hackle open a bit more because the hackle goes in front of the bead. So I'm going to show you how to tie it. I mean, it's reasonably simple. Now I got a question recently about coloured wires. I'm going to zoom out a wee bit so you can see this. Now I used one yesterday. I was tying a fly and I actually used the UTC in red. Is there anywhere in the UK you can buy a good colour range? Now Vineyard do a good colour range. I couldn't find these, or I would have used them yesterday on that fly. You get lots of colours. I mean, there's this one I'm going to be using. This is it's a chartreuse, just a fine wire. It's equivalent to a small wire. You get different colours in there to sort of mess around with, and I've used most of them. So if you're going to buy a set of wires, say Vineyard do a set, so, and they tie sort of most sizes, and I've actually tied these down to a size smaller than that with the same wire, and it's fine. It just adds a wee touch of weight. So, but anyway, I'll show you how to tie it. This is a good colour combination. Now the hook choice is up to yourself really. I mean, I'm using a strong wee hook. This one here, this one's from Full and Bill. You can see there, 5000 is the code for it. It's a heavyweight champ. It's got a nice, lovely point. It's a strong wire. You can bounce it off the stones and it lasts. Put it that way. Now before I start tying it, I'll zoom back in so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to start the thread about just above the halfway mark of the shank. 2 or 3 turns in. Now I have waxed my thread. Now I've got a length of the, as I say, this is you see the chartreuse, this one. I usually just pull it out and break it. Break it off. Now I'm going to remove my waste piece too. Now when you tie, you can see it on the way down. So nice and tight. This just saves a wee bit of bulk, and it's the style I'm tying it, it helps. Now pheasant tail, this one I've dyed with a wee touch of yellow. Gives you this nice colour. So you're looking for 4 to 6 fibres. I usually put around about 6 or so on. Just bring them 90 degrees from the stem. Should line the tips up. So length of the tail, around about this, say the body length or so. Just catch that on top. There we are. Now I'm going to do a couple of turns and then lift this up because that's going to be the body. I'm going to bring my thread up to where I started, which is there, and then I'm going to wind towards myself. So against the thread turn and work my way up, just build up a nice body. So then to tie off, because I'm winding towards myself, I've got to come over the pheasant tail and do a turn onto the hook. Do the same again. I usually do it about 3 times. Trim away. And then bring my wire up. So I've got a straight turn at the back. And then we just put a nice ribbon in the fly. Good 5 or so turns. As you see, you get a really nice body with the coloured wire. In that same area, just make sure you get a good dozen turns or so, and then bend and break away the wire. Just twirl it around. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a tiny bit of dubbing. Now I've got a blend of CDC and some Hare's mask. Which basically this is the Hare's mask here. I've blended it. I'd like to use this as a blend in quite a few flies. And then I've taken a dyed, it's a kind of golden yellow type colour. Just blended it through. Just a wee touch. You don't have to, just use a wee bit of hare's ear at the back. I'm just using it's a good colour that goes with the rest of the fly. Just cast that at the back here, and then what I'm going to do is put a wee bit of varnish on my thread. I'm going to whip finish. Then I'm going to basically push the bead up against the dubbin. Take out the longer fibres here. Then I'm going to put my thread back on. Just build up a wee bit. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got a partridge sort of skin here. Now this is up at the head of the beak, is the beak area. There's lots of small and lovely soft wee feathers I'm going to be using up. And I like to use it in flies like this. You could pick quite a few hackles, you could use small high-end hackles, anything really. So I've got one on my desk here, and it's there. So I'm just going to pull away the fluff at the base. I'm going to tie it in by the tip. So what I'm going to do is just put my hackle pliers just to catch the tip of the feather and draw back what I need. Get really close to the tip this way. Get the small fibres. Once you're happy, then you can trim it so you've got enough there just to tie it on. Make sure you wax your thread. Now what I'm going to do here first though, I'm back to the same dubbin, tiny wee bit of dubbin. So I'm going to wind my hackle onto the dubbin itself. Just slide it up. So just wind it right at in front of the bead. And then what we do is get our hackle and we wind through that. Now there's only maybe a mil and a half to 2 mil from the eye here. So once we do that, then we catch in our hackle, fold it back just to stem and build up the head a wee bit. You can break it off like it did there, or you can trim it away. Now what I'm going to do here is whip finish. I'm just going to get my varnish, just run it along the thread. Oops. So whip finish, and there we are. Now simple wee dressing, simple wee fly, and works really, really well. Now what you've got is obviously the bead keeps the hackle open. It's basically like a wee soft hackle nymph with the bead hidden by the sort of the hackle in a way, good wee bubble. Now I'm going to just blow it with the hairdryer just to draw it back. Just to show you, when it's in the water it stays open like this. Never closes, lots of movement. Nice wee fly, lovely. I mean I've got some with CDC as well, CDC hackle, sorry. You can tie, you change the difference in the different colours. This one's got cocktail in the tail. You can get the bigger ones. So you can tie them with a curved hook. So the curved hook if you want, much the same fly really. You've got a nice soft hackle. I mean you can see the difference in the size. But this is, as I say, this is a size 16. You can go really small with them, but the thing is as I say, you get asked quite a few questions about coloured wire. So if you're looking for some vineyard, is certainly worth looking at. I'll put a wee link below to the wires below the video so you can see that. So yeah, there you are. That's what I call the Japanese pheasant tail. Nice wee pattern. Great fun to tie and fish with.